Yo, what is going on, people? I am one of your hosts, DLB, my guy, Head Nerd. A lot of you guys know who we are, but a lot of you guys also don't.
Yeah, they have no
We used
clue.
to do a podcast back in the day, DLB Network Gaming Podcast, which, I mean, we did a million episodes, but now we decided to come back, starting something new, a joint venture from the both of us. The name of this podcast is Select Start Radio. It's a gaming podcast. We're gonna be bringing it to you every week. Man, this is different because we never did video form before. So
No. Everything's been audio. So a lot of people that listen to us before never seen what we look like unless they follow us on social media or yeah, I guess that's it, right? Because unless you met us in person, which is very rare. I think we've only met a few people in person, but yeah, it's interesting. It's different for sure, but you got to keep it with the medium. You feel me?
Yeah, this is what everybody's doing now.
You got to.
So man, I don't even remember when we recorded the last episode. I know it was some years ago though.
It had to be
So
2019.
Yeah, whew. So that's been about a little over almost 4 years.
What are we
Actually,
talking
almost
about?
5.
So what are we talking about? Are we talking about the last time we just recorded anything?
No. The last time we recorded the DLB Network podcast.
Oh, bro, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's been a while. Yeah, because I remember we were gone. Because it was away for a while, and then we came back for a little bit, then it went away again.
Because you was still working at Sony at that time. For all of you guys that don't know, Hood Nerd works for PlayStation.
Yeah.
So what do you do for PlayStation? I mean, people are way more interested in your job compared to mine.
Not really. I'm the lead content coordinator for the PlayStation Store. Basically, I make sure all the art that's submitted from the publishers or partners, is displayed based on our guidelines correctly, legal text, so forth, so on and so on. But before it publishes out to the consumer, before you see it on your Game Hub, and before you see it on the PlayStation Store or your Game Hub experience on the PS5, it has to go through me.
Dope. So you guys consider the publishers? Would you say? I heard you say something. Call them something different.
No, it's partners. Same thing.
Partners.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
I mean they are.
No, they are.
Yeah,
they are
they
partners.
definitely
That's
are.
what we consider as partners. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I do. I've been doing that for a while now. But I've been in PlayStation 12, 13 years now, something like that total. Maybe.
But that's not your only venture in the gaming industry though.
No. I worked at 2K or Visual Concepts, excuse me. So I have some credits. I got some credits in the industry. Yeah, you can look my name up and you'll see me in some credits, or you'll see me at the end of a couple games. The last game I have my name in, I think, is Ghost of Tsushima. I think that's the last one I have my name in. But the oldest one I can remember is, I think it's 2K6, NHL 6, maybe Top Spin 2. Because I did test that, but I don't know if I made it in. And then one of the baseball games from 2K back then. Maybe a college game too.
That's how that's a minute ago.
Yeah.
Baseball, because they ain't made a baseball game.
I used to like their baseball game.
2K6.
I used to like their baseball game. Yeah, 2K6. It was a Vince Carter glitch in that game. It was clean.
So what did you do for 2K?
I was network test. So we just did online gaming all day. That's all we did all day. I would literally clock in. We battle each other online, or sometimes, depending on if it's like a beta, we get to play against other groups, or sometimes we'll battle offline. It used to be offline, online. So we would either battle offline sometimes, or we'd be working on online only. So just nothing but online tests, just running games all day, or running tests just online. Where offline would do more cool shit. They get to see the new graphical updates, and they get to see the new features, the hair moving, and the jerseys and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They testing the E3 builds. We up there just grinding away on bugs, trying to pull cords out to make sure the game crashed. So what happens when somebody cheats? What happens when somebody does this? That's the shit we were doing back then. That was way back in man, that was my first job in the industry.
2K?
Yeah, that was my first job in the industry. After I had came home from school. After college, I came home. I was kind of like done with hoop, and I got this gig at the courthouse, and that was kind of cool. I got to work the special election, the Arnold Schwarzenegger election, so I got to do that, which was crazy. And then shortly after that, I got the job at 2K, and I was there for like a year and a half, and then I got back in the hoop after that. This ain't my motherfucking life story.
I mean, you've actually worked in the industry.
No, yeah.
That this
sure.
podcast is going to be covering.
Sure.
So,
I mean, well, there's some things I got to tap out.
For sure.
Respectfully.
For sure. So yeah, there are going to be some topics.
100%. I will discuss. I might have to even just get offline. I can't do nothing. I'm sorry, guy. Sorry, because it's a thing. Even if I don't know, I know, right? So like, it's like even if I know, I know. You know what I'm saying? So I have to. So sorry.
Mm-hmm. Totally understand it. But yeah, so the gaming. I mean, the core of this podcast is gaming and tech. So everything Apple, Android, Sony, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo.
Ain't nobody watching
developers, all that. So that's the core of this podcast. We also have a second podcast that we're going to be recording called Unrelated, and that's going to be about politics, religion,
a little bit of everything,
the industry, music,
just a little bit of everything,
pop culture.
Yeah, in a sense, yep. And then then we got some other stuff brewing. So we got a couple things coming. We got some stream stuff coming. We both streaming. So I got some racing streams coming. So I will be doing different racing games, whether it's GT or Automobilista 2 on PC or R Factor 2 or Wreckfest, whatever racing. If it's Hot Wheels or Horizon 5, 6, whatever, we're gonna be doing some racing. And then also just regular gaming. I'm a part of Super. I'm trying to protect Super. I'm part of this democracy. So as a Helldiver, that's where we're gonna be too. So we're gonna be a little of that, a little horror. It's gonna mix it up. So we definitely gonna start streaming. D gonna be involved in some of that. We definitely gonna get him in some VR horror streams, which is gonna be real fun. And maybe one of these nights we'll do a co-op night where we do like an Until Dawn or something where we can do co-op, right? So we can do like a co-op night. So we stream it, and we both share our streams, and then we we make the choices. No influence. Right? No influence. We're not influencing each other. We can even do it where I don't know what the fuck you're doing, where we mute it and I'm just like, what's he doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? So basically we can't see what the other person is doing. We just, either trying to play the game for real or we fucking with the person. We'll figure it out. So could be fun.
So make sure you guys pretty much stay tuned into our social medias.
Yes.
So go ahead and give yours.
I'm, it's easy. I'm mostly hood nerd on everything except for the one I pretty much don't use no more, which is X, but I'm Hood Nerd CEO over there. But you can find me everywhere, pretty much Hood Nerd. So that's PlayStation, that's Xbox, if I'm not mistaken, Steam. Definitely add me on Steam because I'm playing Helldivers on Steam. So add me on Steam. I'll shoot out my friend code later if you want it, or hit me on my social. But yeah, it's Hood Nerd on everything. Twitter, whatever. It's all Hood Nerd everywhere.
Yeah, and then for me, it's all this information also is going to be in the show notes. So
yes, we don't got to tell you this shit.
The show notes is going to have our socials and all that good stuff as well. But I'm pretty much DLB everywhere. There'll be a slight iteration or slight change. It may be like on Twitter. It will always be Twitter to me. So on forever. Twitter, it's DLB23. Instagram is DJDLB. So, but
hold on.
But yeah, all that stuff will be in the show notes so you guys can follow us.
But what have you been doing, man? What's been going on with you? You know what I'm saying? You asked about me. You had me tell about my life story and where I've been. I didn't really tell you where I was been, but you just asked me about my career. But like, I want to know what you've been doing, man. The people want to know, man. You the guy, man. So like, you're the guy that the gamers look to. So like, tell them where you been, man. What you been doing, man. Family, like life, like what's happening, man. Like, You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot has definitely changed since that last episode.
Yes,
the
it
last
has.
episode of that podcast.
Yeah, man.
The environment is different,
as you can see.
So,
well, now you can't see.
For all of you guys that follow me on YouTube and seen all my YouTube videos, the environment is different. So, I am officially single now. I'm not married anymore. Still a dad though. Me and baby mom, we're still on good terms, so that's all good. We're good there. But still working for the state of California. Ain't none of that changed. Still gaming. Clearly, that ain't changed, or this wouldn't be here right now. But man, literally trying to get back to this is what me and Hood have been trying to do. Trying to get back to our core. Trying to get, because I mean,
and not without trying. Right, so it's not like we haven't been trying for quite some time. Just circumstance where if it wasn't like the time we were going to start months ago, my computer went crazy for like some months. Remember that? So like that was like last year, early this. You know what I'm saying? So we've been trying for like at least 2 years to really get this thing going. Just it's always something that would get in our way and prevent us from doing it. But we're here now, so.
Yeah. So for all of you guys that are new, no, we've been doing this podcast shit. We've been doing this way before a lot of y'all knew what a podcast was.
No, it's real.
So we had over 300 episodes on our last podcast. So we're not new to this. We're not like a lot of these people who are like, oh, let's start a new podcast.
Rusty.
Like, no, we've been doing
Rusty.
So it's just this part right here. Like, I'm so used to being able to chill.
Yeah. We used to do it. Yeah, we were just like
recording.
I Winnie the Pooh. You know what I'm saying? Like chilling, like whatever. You could sulk and be whatever. Now I can't roll my. When somebody say something out of pocket, I can't roll my eyes. I gotta be like,
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
No.
So it's like it's different now being on video because it's like
you
gotta have your lighting, gotta make like y'all should have saw this guy right here before we started.
First of all, I'm dark, bro, so I can't be on camera crazy. And also, you're using a better camera, dog. No, speaking facts, dog. We got chocolate face, so we gotta do it differently, bro. We can't play with light at all, bro. Like it would turn invisible. It'll literally just be these. It'll be that. You know what I'm saying? So, we had to get it right, and I still got some stuff to do. But man, you got the camera game is right. The mics are crazy, and I think that was the biggest thing. And I think that was my biggest. Thing when we came back. I was like, we got to come back right with the sound. Like even audio, like the visuals can be a little whatever. We're both on different playing fields with the visuals, but like the audio has to be crazy. Like we have,
because the audio goes beyond video.
Yes.
So it's not just a video podcast. You can keep the audio version of the podcast on all your favorite podcast services: Spotify, Apple, Google. Like actually, Google doesn't. They're getting ready to cancel.
I don't worry about them.
But so what they're doing, they're just restructuring. It's going to go from Google to YouTube.
So I mean, that's smart.
Yeah,
like
so
all their music ventures should go that way anyway. Video music ventures just push it over there.
But everything's going that way. Yeah. So it's going to be under YouTube Music. So all the podcast is going to be under YouTube Music.
Smart,
kind of like Spotify.
Yeah.
And then
who's also failing?
TikTok, Instagram, like. We're everywhere. But speaking of social media, also, while we're shouting out social medias, make sure you guys follow the podcast page as well on IG. Select Star Radio across the board, IG, TikTok. You guys will be getting little short clips and stuff like that there. But share it to whoever. If you got know anybody who likes video games. Who enjoys listening to podcasts about it, watching videos about it, watching streams, all that good stuff. Just show us some love, send them our way. We appreciate it. If you don't, we'll eventually get to them. So, don't matter.
This is a slow burn. We know
get to them a lot quicker if you send them our way.
We know we know what we're up against, right? We understand the task that's at hand. So yeah, got to start from the beginning. I like it though.
What have you? I don't mind it.
No, I like it.
It's to me, it's gonna be. I like to see the growth.
Well, it's a fresh start because like I think we are more seasoned than we were before, right? And we have more
Absolutely.
to talk about. And I also just think we got better equipment now, so the shit look flyer. Sorry. Shit sound crazy now. So for me, I personally enjoy that part. Like before we were using like weak ass like Yeti fucking
Oh, it was wild. The workaround.
Yeah,
was
all the crazy shit you had to
crazy.
do. So now like we get to present this shit crispy. I really like that.
Because what's crazy is we've been doing like this remote podcasting thing for so long.
Yeah.
Like now there's applications and programs and stuff that's built to podcasts with people across the world. Whereas I like my homeboy, our friend Snake, Sohel, he lives in Manchester, England. Like he was a part of the podcast weekly. Wasn't nobody doing that back then.
No, yeah. We had
So the
people from
workarounds and stuff that we had to use
Yeah.
was crazy. So I mean, we were pulling people from. I'm in Sac, who's in Oakland. Shout out to the Bay
the
Area.
town. Thank you.
Mike Demo. Shout out to Mike Demo. He's in New York. Silver K9. He's in New York. U.S. Army. He's in Dallas, or Texas. Damien. He's in Texas. So we were like all over the place before like any of these programs were available to do it. But
Nah,
yeah,
it was
the
Skype.
equipment wasn't what it was.
It
But
was Skype and
we was making do with what we had.
yeah, it was crazy. So it's kind of cool now. It's just
Humble beginnings for sure.
it's just plug and play now. You know, it's just like
Oh, it's easy.
yeah, it's easy. It's a layup now. It's really just
Yeah.
actually putting the content out and hoping somebody attracts to it, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So hopefully, well, it'll happen. I ain't worried about it. But let's get to what we what you about to ask. You about to ask me some bullshit.
Yeah, no, let's go ahead and.
Are you
get
about to?
to the
No,
show.
no, no.
We
You
just
about to
want
ask me something? What you about to ask me? What are you gonna ask me?
I was the only thing that I can think of. I was going to ask you what you've been playing.
Oh.
What video games you've been playing? What you been up to?
I mean, everybody been, I've been Helldiving, so I'm just, well, I've been trying because like over the weekend I really wanted to play, but them servers was getting whoopsh. So it was bad. So I only got like 4 hours in out of like the 3 days I had off. It was kind of weak, but Helldivers. I mean, shit, a lot of racing games, so a lot of Gran Turismo, a lot of Gran Turismo. And now I've been playing a lot of Automobilista 2 on PC. So I've been playing a lot of that in VR, which has been really fucking fun. What else? I mean, I started Alan Wake 2 finally, but I haven't played through it. I still need to start. It's funny. I did the early access for Baldur's Gate, and then I haven't played it yet. I just haven't had the time. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the ones, and I also want to run it with people, but everybody that played it has already played it, so I don't have to find somebody that wants to play it again.
Right.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I've been putting a lot of my time into racing. So yeah, Gran Turismo has had a lot of my time, and so has Helldivers now. I was actually playing before we started.
Do you play your racing games with a controller?
No.
You said that like what? Who plays racing games with controllers?
No. I got a wheel. I invested in a wheel COVID purchase, so it was perfect timing.
That's the only thing you invested in? Just the wheel?
No, I have a rig now, but it didn't start off as a rig. If you
Okay.
want me to talk about the journey, it started off as just
absolutely.
it just got a wheelbase, and I was like, I've always wanted a wheel, and then the direct drive was coming out for Gran Turismo. It was perfect timing. COVID, wasn't going nowhere. So like I ended up purchasing it.
So some
I
of
think
this
I
stuff
forgot
you
when
got to
it
break
came.
down because people have no clue
it came later
about
than
this.
the game. It came after the game, if I'm not mistaken.
You got to break it down because some people have no clue about this side of gaming. It was new to me. As hardcore as a gamer that I am, I had no clue about how deep this went.
As far as what, like sim rigs and shit like that?
As far as like the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Like because you said like a direct drive.
Yeah, so there's different
People are
level
like,
of
"Wait, what?"
it's like like Logitech has, like, if you're starting off, you can go with Logitech, like the the G23, the G20, I think it's the G29 or something like that. Whatever. They have a bunch of different belt-driven wheels. And then you also have direct drive wheels that are like big magnets that like swing around in the cylinder, and it kind of creates like the G forces of like turning and gripping, and it also like can shake, so you get like road texture and more feel. Just a little bit more texture. Think of it like going from the PlayStation 4 rumble to the DualSense rumble. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I feel this way differently now. Like even just playing Gran Turismo on the controller now feels really good because you can feel when the tires slip and stuff like that. But like that, imagine that in a wheel and your pedals and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, whole setup, wheel, pedals, chair, the whole thing. But it didn't start off like that. It just started off as like a little desk mount. And then, you know, my pedals was like pushed up against my bed under the desk. And then over time.
So if people want to see, like, if they want to see like the setup that you're talking about, what would they have to search or Google online for that to come up?
Mine in particular, or just sim racing rigs?
No, just sim racing. So yeah, just
sim rig, just sim racing. If they wanted to see what I'm talking about, just sim racing. Just look up sim racing. There's different types of rigs. Like there's some ones that are crazy, right? Like there's some crazy like $70,000 to $100,000 rigs, right? Triple 65-inch OLED screens, and they come around, they curved around when they got the tape on it, so you can't really see. So if you look online, see a lot of those videos that look realistic with somebody driving, it's because they got like these OLEDs around them, and they have the camera on their head, so it looks like they're looking at a racetrack, right? Because they have everything's lined up. In certain games, you can line it up levels like you're really driving. The crazy part is you do get a sense of like, you feel it because of all the sense, the texture you get from the wheel. But what you really feel is when you put the helmet on. When you get VR, it's crazy. You lose yourself.
Yeah, when you get VR, it is. But
it was made for sim racing. It was made for flight sims and sim racing for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I know there's probably gonna be other applications, but for sim racing and like, for sim racing and flight simulators, it's the best. It is the best.
Yeah, it definitely got me entry level involved in it because it is it's definitely not cheap. I mean, but nothing.
And that's
really gaming is.
I think that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest issue, right? Is the lack of it's no real entry level, right? There's no like, oh, there's $100 or $200 rig, right? There's only like, I mean, shit, like $300. You know what I'm saying? That's where you start. I mean, you probably find used stuff, but like then you gotta like have it to where are you gonna clamp it to your desk? Then you gotta get something to stand it up, and so, and it's also an addictive hobby because you can always find some newer, cooler shit to make your shit, and it doesn't make you faster. Like, don't let anybody sell you like, oh, this. No, it doesn't. It's all for experience, right? So it's all for like texture. Some of it will make you a little better because it does have more feel, but like, will it make you an alien out there? That's a term for people that are like otherworldly fast. They're called aliens. No, you know what I'm saying? So. No, but it does make it feel crazy. Like you get motion rigs and all that stuff. It's just for like more rumble, more feel, more texture when you drive and make you feel like you're really in a car. That's all.
Yes, it's wild.
It is wild.
But switching over to Helldivers, I've been playing a lot of Helldivers. I think I've put like close to 15 hours in at this point. I'm level 23.
Yeah, some of my guys are crazy. I'm gonna put in some time after we get off this shit. But like, yeah, some of my people are like, I don't even know. They're like level. I don't even know. It's like, come on, dog. You're already in your 30s, the high 30s, the 40s. What are we doing here?
Yeah, the game is. If you guys, for those that don't know, Helldivers 2, there was an original one that came out on the PS4. It was a twin stick shooter. It looked a little different.
It was amazing.
This Helldivers.
It's on PC as well.
Yeah, it's on PC too. They changed the game. From what it was originally, but it's third person now.
Yeah, but it didn't. It's the same game. It's crazy. It's like the same game, but like they just changed the view. You just get to see it from a third person perspective, but it's technically you're doing the same things you did in Helldivers.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
yeah, for
crazy.
sure. But that changing the perspective, the view and the perspective
Well, it's
of
changed
it,
the experience
it's
of
a
the game.
big
No, it's
change.
changed the experience of the game. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I actually prefer this one over the original. Um, and the original was fun too. But yeah, this one is. I mean, it's a great time. It's a 4-player cooperative game. It's PVE, which stands for player versus environment. So there is no multiplayer. There's no head to head. You're not going against other human players. It's friendly fire, so which also adds another element
So fun.
to the game.
Yeah, and you know, it
So,
makes you better. You got to learn how to shoot
oh,
without shooting
absolutely.
your teammates, or like line of fire, or learning how to spread fire and not necessarily just run through the gunfire. And then also placement of shit, and like, all right, don't put it there because if it swing back the other way, it's gonna wipe everybody out. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. I love having friendly fire on this in this game for sure.
And then it's like with a lot of games these days, they throw the word co-op out there because you can play together. But in this game, it's like no, you really have to play together.
You know, it's supposed to.
Like
And everybody,
there's certain missiles out that you can wear, and you can't reload it yourself. Like you can't take there's specific missiles that you can take yourself, but the reloading process takes forever. But if you give it to one of your homeboys and he wears the backpack with the extra ammo, and whenever you need to reload, he comes and reloads it for you. It's like 0.5 times, but like it's so much faster when they reload it compared to you, and they can even attach to you. And while you're shooting at these huge spiders that are coming at you, like they could just continuously reload you, and you could just like shoot back to back to back to back. Whereas when you're doing it yourself, you literally have to kneel down, put it in there, twist it back up, stand back up, and then shoot.
it's still
And
fast though.
it's
It's still.
way faster though when you actually have.
But compared to
real
like the flamethrower or some of the
teammates
other
do it.
weapons, it's still fast as hell though. Like you could dolo that.
But yeah, so they have it to where you can do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start playing these harder difficulties,
Yeah, for sure.
you are going to want one of your teammates to wear your ammo backpack so they can load it a lot quicker because these enemies take more damage and they are a whole lot quicker. So, but yeah, it's an extremely fun game. It makes you play together. There's a lot of different elements to it. The community as a whole is a team trying to liberate certain planets and universes and stuff like that. That's why I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but there's actually petitions out there for people on the X for the game to go for on the Xbox. I was about to say 360.
PlayStation fans are petition to allow Xbox players to come on to play the game. They want Sony to put it on Xbox so they can help join the fight, which you've never
And
seen.
I think that'd be
We've never seen that in like this space where people are
No.
like, no, we need everybody to play. It's like you never get that, so that's special. And I don't think people realize how special that is because usually it's like, aha, we got this game and you don't. But this is like, no, we want everybody to help. You know what I'm saying? We want all of you guys to join us, and that's the coolest shit. That's probably one of the coolest things.
It is.
Like if you really sit back and think about, I don't know if we've ever experienced anything like that in gaming. And I hope the people that made it over, I forgot, I think it's Denmark. I can't remember where. That's really tight because like you made something that like is like uniting gamers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really cool.
which shows how big of a
Yeah.
cooperative game this is.
Yeah, it was
Like,
needed. It touched a lot of
It-
people
it-
in a good way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fun enough. It's exciting. I think, and a friend of mine said it best. It makes everybody feel like that star of the game. And that's really hard for a lot of games to do because everybody you will all walk away with a moment. Every time I've played, I've walked away with a moment. I'm like, damn, I felt hella tight doing that. Even if no one else saw it, I did it. And I know it was cool. Diving off something, throwing a grenade behind me, turning back, reloading on the ground and waiting for them to come. You know, whatever you're doing, you're having action hero moments. Solo, whether you're doing it with your teammates, running away, trying to help to get everybody back, you're getting these individual action hero moments. And I think that's what's gravitating to people because everybody feels like a star, right? Everybody gets to feel like the guy in the movie, the action hero, and it's fire. And I think a lot of games need to, we're going to see a lot of clones of that now, but it's going to be tough because what they got is it feels like it's going to be organic, right?
I mean, if there were a game that you see a lot of developers copy it, this is one I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah, try it, man. This might work. But I mean, even a game like Destiny needs to take something from something like this, right? Because I think a lot of the Destiny players, and as someone who's a part of that community, I feel like a lot of Destiny players are gravitating towards this because this is what they thought Destiny was always supposed to be. And Destiny just became not good, per se. That's my opinion. But, the numbers will say the same thing, too. But I jumped out after Witch Queen. I was done with it. I was like, they just keep copying and pasting the same shit. And I'm over them. And also the fact that they stopped supporting multiplayer. But that's another story for another day about those guys. Helldivers is killing it. And if you haven't played it and you enjoy great co-op games, even if you could solo it, though. It's not necessarily as fun solo, unless you're just that kind of person that want to do it. But you can solo it. You can sneak. You can create a sneaky class so you can sneak around. So there's different play styles within the game that people are learning or developing. It's really cool. There's loadouts that you can build it. This is a tank, this is whatever. So it's infinite. There's no point. It's not one of those games where you're like, I can't join. Yes, you can. It's going to be you'll be able to join 2 years down the line. It's not going to be one of those games where it's I can't play now. It's yeah, you can. You definitely could jump in because the level system brings you along, and you'll be playing with people at your level. So it's
and it's still the beginning.
Yes.
The game just came out.
Yes.
So it's still the beginning.
Yes.
And if you know anything about live services, if you don't, live services are games like Fortnite, any game that has any kind of a battle pass, Fortnite, Call of Duty, so on and so these games live on for a long time now, which personally, I'm a huge fan of.
They want to, right? They want to live on, right?
Some of them do. Call of Duty.
I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of live services, but I am a fan of when they're successful, right? And they're good, right? And that's the thing. The oversaturation.
I'm a fan of when they do it right.
Yeah, which is few and far between.
Right. Then
the problem is it's
cool
few and far between, right? We've had more failures than we've had successes. That's the problem. It's been everybody's trying to be.
I think that's always going to be the case with anything. You're always going to have more failures than successes.
I know, but that's why the industry's failing. Right? The industry's failing and these people are getting fired because of live services. Because studios that shouldn't have been trying to develop live services were developing live services. And now they're firing people because they banked on live services that suck. It's fucked up. It's the game, though.
The ones that I definitely feel they've done it right. I feel, the originators of the Fortnite, I feel like they've done an amazing job
Apex
with it. Apex.
Shout out to my homies at Respawn.
Rainbow Six has done a great job with it.
I hate that I stopped playing that game. I hate that I stopped. Well, no, I loved Overwatch. I'm not gonna say that. Overwatch 1 was fire for it, but 2, no. But yeah, Rainbow
Grand
Six.
Theft Auto has done a phenomenal job with it.
It was bad at first. The shark cards, but shark cards are almost worthless now.
Oh, it's
yeah, you don't even need them.
No, GTA is definitely a grind.
Yeah.
GTA. GTA is definitely a grind. So you definitely gonna need some shark cards, unless you don't mind grinding through it. But GTA is a grind. So, but because it's GTA, it's just one of those games where it's it can't do no wrong.
Shit, it can't.
So.
Shit, it can't.
People love that game, but it's one of the most grindiest of all. But yeah, outside of and then most recently, I just copped one of these, so I'll be making a ton of videos on this. I've already started to record some today. And it's shocking me. I will say that.
Yeah, because you were his biggest detractor.
Leave it to the videos. For sure I was.
Yeah, you were. You were his biggest detractor, and I was always I think it's just fine being just a little house device. It's cool. It's gonna be okay. You it's the stupidest thing. They wasted goddamn time.
I definitely still think it's stupid. I definitely still feel they should have went the route that everybody's going with all these stream decks and stuff. It's like
I don't have mine.
That was the obvious route
Since
to go.
Showing stuff off. Where's mine? Oh yeah, where is mine? Oh, it's my backpack. I went to work the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that is the direction they should have went in. And
but
speaking of that, this is a great transition into the fact that there are rumors that your company is coming out with well, they're calling it a Vita 2, but we don't know what it's going to be called. But there are rumors that they are working on a Steam Deck-like device instead of a little slate like this that is literally nothing but a controller and a screen. There's no.
It's made for Wi-Fi.
There has to be some kind of a.
It's just made.
It's made for streaming.
Yeah, it's made for streaming. It's literally like a.
Whereas
if someone is playing on the TV where your thing is, you can play with that somewhere else. That's what it's for. Or you want to go in the toilet? You like playing in the bathtub? You always wanted to play in the bathtub, right? You like taking a bath? Well, guess what? You can take that in the bathroom with your Wi-Fi, and you can play in the tub. There you go. That's what it's for. You got a deck.
So
you want to play on your deck?
But they should have just came out with a PlayStation deck.
That's easier
whatever
said.
They would call
easier
it.
said than done.
No, that's what they should have did.
Yeah, but easier.
Well, that's what we've been wanting that from Sony since the original PSP.
I agree.
That's what we wanted. That's what we thought it was going to be, something of the sort. And
people assumed
it wasn't. It never was. Well, actually, we didn't even assume. They actually said. They actually. When I go back and think about some of those press conferences and how they were talking about you would be, they kind of alluded to it, and some games attempted to it, but it never was what we wanted it to be. And then the Vita 2 came out, and they just shit it all on that. And then,
well, the Vita's issue was that they had too many features that weren't necessary, right? So like a back touchpad, while like novel and cool, it's like, is that needed, right? You could have just had no touchpad on the back and it would have made it a better system. Or if simple things like what was that display that's port for, or like proprietary storage, right? Like that was a killer, right? Like, oh, you have to use our storage. People are like, we don't want to use your storage, right? So like those things, and also your storage was hella expensive. Your cartridges were expensive. So it's like things like that.
All about that.
And then really what we wanted from again, everybody wants a Switch, right? Or everybody wants a Steam Deck. And Lenovo Go or the Asus ROG Strix or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The ROG Ally, whatever. That's what everybody wants now.
That's probably the dopest one.
Which one?
I actually looked at that for the first time the other
Which
day. It's the one that's $699.
The Lenovo?
Yeah, I think that's the one. It actually runs Windows, and
they all run Windows, but that's not a prideful thing. Don't say that running Windows is not.
Well, no. I'm saying
that's not a good thing for handheld. For handhelds, not a good thing. Trust me.
It could be.
It's not a good thing. Trust me. Windows needs to. That is like a known thing, dog. Windows,
they're all gonna have to run Windows.
They're gonna have
for these games to work anyway.
Not necessarily. I mean, shit. Steam Deck don't, or it can, but it doesn't. It runs. It's on Linux. But Windows right now in its current form hasn't been good for those devices. So they need to like fix it, and I think they're working on it, but like it's still shitty. And if they do fix it, then it's gonna be tight for like all devices. But yeah, right now Windows is wacky on those handheld devices. But the Lenovo Go is fire, because my homie got it and I tried it, and you can get the AR glasses with it. It's kind of cool.
But yeah, no, that space is a very interesting space right now.
It's where everybody wants to be.
And hopefully Sony is. I swear, Sony like comes with these bright ideas, and the execution is never great. And someone then comes out and beats them to the punch.
Well, you have to understand.
And
you also have to understand like leadership changes, right? So like, all these devices. Some of these devices come out under like another person's tutelage, right? So like it's somebody else's dream project, and the other person that might come behind it might not give two fucks about it, right? So so what happens then is like, well, I don't really care about this, so just it's out there, whatever. If it does, cool. But like we're working on whatever I want, right? And that's kind of how it goes a lot of times. You can see it now, like, and I can see it. It's like somebody's pet project was this, you know what I'm saying, and then somebody else comes in and it just doesn't work as well because of this. So it happens. It's the industry, right? Like, it's just weird, but like things don't get care because some people don't care about it.
Horrible method to have. That's a horrible business model to have too, because then the end consumer ends up being the one getting screwed. A la,
yeah,
going
but
off of that logic,
but you factor it. But you factor in that loss though, right? So they factor in that loss. Like, yeah, we gonna piss off this many people, but we save this much money if we cut it off now. If we cut the vein right now, we save this, and we'll save this from the manufacturing costs and all the other shipping costs that we take on. Yeah, we gonna make.
No, they actually ended up losing a lot of money because then Nintendo actually comes and does what they've been trying to do, and
well, they weren't trying to do that though.
Successful console,
but they weren't trying to do that though, because if what Nintendo and Sony were doing were two different things. Nintendo didn't make a handheld like a console. They made like a system, like an actual, like the Nintendo is the handheld that is also something you put.
The ultimate goal was to be able to take your game that you're playing.
Yeah, they just merged the Game Boy they just merged the Game Boy and the consoles together. Where Sony was still trying to do Game Boy. They were still trying to do Game Gear, Atari.
Sony was trying to get you to continue playing the game that you played at home on the go with those mobile handhelds, and the execution was trash both times.
Mobile handhelds.
Mobile
handhelds.
The PSP and the Vita.
No, you were not. They had their own games.
They did. So you don't remember any of their messaging with them talking about being able to take the games you play at home and be able to continue to use those experiences on the go. I'll send you some articles.
The remote play,
but that was no, because Uncharted because Uncharted Abyss launched with the PSP Vita, and you were supposed to. Which it never came out. You were supposed to be able to take. I forgot how they had worded it, and that update never came out. Which that's like Naughty Dog's second promise that ended up getting canceled.
Yeah, I want to see that because I don't remember that.
The Last of Us. But yeah, I'll definitely send you those articles. And then even like with PlayStation Home, like that was an amazing. That was amazing for the time that it came out, and they should have continued it on, and they didn't. And now I feel like Meta and all these VR headsets are now going in that direction, and it's like they had the head start on all that, on just the social connectivity of bringing all the people on their platform together.
Again,
so it's interesting to see their vision.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's when leadership changes, and that's even just on like that's how it usually works, man. Certain things got to get cut because other people got new initiatives that come in or whatever. So, I mean, Home was doing well, I guess, but then it stopped doing well, but it was still profitable until the end, right? But I think it was just, I don't know. I don't really know why Home got canceled. I don't think they've ever explained why Home got canceled. It's just probably just like.
These companies never explain why they cancel anything.
They probably just didn't see a future in it.
They
probably just didn't see a future in it, and then it happened to end up being a future in it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of times. Sometimes, they'll bet on something like, oh, it ain't gonna work, and then like, oh, damn, it did work. You know what I'm saying? We jumped out. Hedge your bets. Scared money don't make money. That's what they say, right?
But see, and that's the sad part of it. So it's like, are you hiring the right people? Then you have to ask yourself that: are we hiring the right executives for our brand, for our company?
I mean, obviously they're making money hand over fist. Just because Home gone, they don't give a fuck about Home. They making more. Must be the money. They don't care, bro. They cool with Home. I mean, yes, I get it. You're right, but like them executives probably made them hella money elsewhere. So yeah, it probably hurts the consumer. But like they look at it like, man, if the 20,000 people that love that shit, they'll be all right. So, who knows what executives think?
So then, the next up we have Microsoft, and their big news that they came out with just recently announcing that they're going to be bringing 4 of their games over to the PlayStation console. Obviously, they didn't specify what those games were.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did today.
Did they?
Today.
Oh, they did today. Okay.
Both
so
Nintendo, because it was Nintendo and both Sony and Nintendo both did blog posts about them. Or Sony, Nintendo Direct. I can't remember, but they've announced the games today. So.
Do you recall which ones they were?
Yeah, it's Grounded, Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush, which was leaked months ago.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, that was.
But yeah, Pentiment, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves, which Sea of Thieves and Grounded make sense because they're live services.
I actually have always wanted to play Grounded.
Same.
Because it reminded me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
yeah.
and the building element and survival. I love my survival games.
I've always really wanted to get into Sea of Thieves too, so it's kind of cool. And I've heard it got way better over time, so that's something. But yeah, that was a cool one too. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
So,
but those are the 4.
But yeah, based off that conference that they had,
they wasted their time on.
You could tell it was a waste of time.
They could have did
a
blog post on
that. The games that they were going to bring over based off of how they were talking. So I figured anything that was a live service was going to go everywhere. That makes sense. And they're smaller games
for now,
which that makes sense as well. For
now,
sure.
Because their verbiage wasn't. It's never going to happen. It's basically saying we want to see how this works.
Microsoft.
Yeah, we just want to see.
Microsoft wants to make money.
It's a test bed.
They're not in it. They're not your traditional console manufacturer. They're the only Western console manufacturer, actually, and they're also the only one of the two that was born a software company. So they're bred to sell software to their enemies.
Well, they're also losing the hardware war. So they're like, I think they look at it like we're losing the hardware war.
But they know where the money is
now.
The
For sure,
always in the software.
Yeah, but they've always lost the hardware war. So that's why they're like, it's best we just play the software game. They'll make a high-end box.
Well, the thing is, because I know a lot of gamers look at it from the perspective of they sold less than Sony, but my question is, was it ever profitable for you? So, and if it was profitable for them, then if you sell less, who cares? You make money. But I think for them, because they've been selling, whereas Sony just started doing the day and date thing with some of their exclusives. But Microsoft has been putting their games on PC like that. This ain't nothing new for them. They've put it on the console and then they put it on PC at the same time. So
well, they are a PC.
But again,
they're a PC manufacturer. Their company makes PC hardware, so it's like, yeah, that'd be crazy.
But that shows that they also don't care about the box like that either. Because if they cared about selling the box, then why would you do that?
But they only stopped caring about the box because they weren't winning. Because when they were winning the box war, they were happy to tell you about the box war. But once they started losing the box war, they were like, well, we just care about software now. So that's what happened. They took, you know what I'm saying? Well, when they were winning the box war, you and I both know that they were ready to, we are the number one. We sold this many copies of these hardware. We sold this many consoles. Now, because they've been losing for the last 2 generations, if I'm not mistaken, they like, yeah, fuck it. We just gonna quit. We can't keep up with Nintendo. We can't keep up with them.
But even when they were, their games were still coming out on PC.
Not always. Not always day and day.
Gears of War and Halo have always been
just
on PC.
Gears of War and Halo, but there's other games that they've had. Like
that's all they really had.
No, they've had other games now. Stop.
And those were their biggest too.
Yeah, but you can't say
they put their biggest exclusives on there. That's what I'm saying. If you really care about selling the box, why would you put your 2 top selling games on the PC instead of keeping it exclusive to the box?
Because they didn't treat, at that time, especially at that time, no one looked at PC as a competitor. PC was dying. So it wasn't like no one was looking at PC like, oh, bro, like the PC player.
I'm telling you, they are all about their money.
Now,
they weren't putting their software everywhere.
They weren't, though. They were locked down box too. They were a lockdown by they wanted exclusive.
I don't ever recall when their games were locked down to just the Xbox. I can't recall that past when their games were just stuck to Xbox.
Was Blue Dragon on was the game Blue Dragon on anything else? Has Blue Dragon been on anything else but Xbox 360?
I don't even remember that game.
Exactly. They have other games that are exclusive to the console. Why are you acting as if you're speaking of Gears of War and Halo as if those are only two games that exist?
Because that is their biggest.
No, but we're not talking about biggest. That's not what we're talking. We're not talking about biggest.
What I'm saying is,
talking about biggest.
Your most profitable games are going elsewhere. Who would do that?
But they just
about the box.
But they just put 4 of their least most profitable games on the thing. So what are we saying? If that's the case, they should have put Halo and Gears on there.
I'm talking about is in the past,
right?
Like when they were doing it,
right?
But the thing is,
they weren't putting on.
Microsoft's going to do it. Period.
Sure.
I don't care what they said right now.
Yeah, we know that.
Their games will go everywhere.
Yeah, we know that.
So that's why I'm saying they don't care about none of that. They're a software company. Like, they know software sales. That's why they're a $1 trillion company right now.
I disagree. I think they cared at one point. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making them damn boxes. They cared. And they lost. And that's okay because they found another way to survive in the industry. And that's perfectly fine. But they tried something and it didn't work. That's why, just like Sega tried the Dreamcast. Did Sega fail? Yes. It's okay. And they stopped making hardware. And that's what's happening to Microsoft. It's just happening slower and they're smarter about it. But that's what's happening. It's the same thing. Their boxes aren't selling. They can't keep up with PlayStation and Nintendo. They can't. They just can't. And PC. They can't. So they're like, well, fuck it. If we can't keep up with PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo, we might as well just sell to all of them. Fuck it. And we'll make a box for our hardcore Xbox heads. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be the craziest box you ever buy. Watch, they just gonna make one box now, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a fire box, and then they maybe come back in hardware because Sony's gonna have to keep up with that because they're gonna end up making. They can put all their focus into making like the most powerful gaming console on the planet. Well, they have to lose. They can make a designer box now because they'll be everywhere. Oh, you can play our game on PlayStation, but if you want to play this, experience over here. You know what I'm saying? They could do that.
Well, so I see. What I don't think is their games are going to be day and date.
No,
I just think their experiences will go across the board.
No,
but I just don't think it's going to be
day and date. Because Sony's don't come to PC and
which is why
only the live services. They'll do the same thing. Only their live services will come across probably all play because they'll want that money.
I don't know. The y'all new guy is singing a different song, and if they allowed him to come out and say that means even whoever they put in place is gonna have to follow those footsteps of what came out of his mouth. And based off how he was talking, a lot of these PlayStation games are about to become a day and date to PC too.
We'll see,
because they see how much money Microsoft is making by doing so. So they're like, I mean, the writing has been on the wall. Yeah, they've slowly dripping it to happen.
I don't think your Uncharted's, I don't think your God of Wars are going to come. I think when they say first, they consider like not Helldivers because that's a 2A, I guess, but they consider some of their first party games that they're making these live servers. They consider them first party exclusives. So they're considering some of the live. So like Concord that they showed off, or what's Jay Raymond's new studio, Haven, that game, Fair Games. Those are first party experiences. They're considering those. So while you might be thinking God of War, they're thinking those experiences.
I'll put it to you like this. I never thought I'd see a God of War on PC.
Yeah, but it took it.
I never thought I'd see Uncharted on PC.
Horizon.
I never thought I'd see Last of Us on PC.
Sure, Horizon.
So the fact that they've
but
been
they're
there.
Not day and date, though. And also, they shouldn't come day and date.
But I'm saying they will eventually.
They won't. And I'm telling you they won't. Okay. The reason why they won't, because there'll have to be a dual development cycle. And you'll either have to have two studios working on the game at the same time. PC's just a different beast, bro. I don't think they're going to do day-and-date releases for major first-party titles like The Last of Us. I'd be shocked if they did. I think it'll be for live services.
I see a future where that's coming.
Okay. Well, I don't agree with that.
I see a future where that's coming.
I think they'll come in the same clip like they do. They'll come out, a year or so later, PC players will be able to play it. But if a game like Helldivers or Fair Games or Concord or all these other live Marathon, those games will be day and date on PC, probably even Xbox too, because Marathon's definitely coming on Xbox. But those games will definitely be on everywhere at the same time. But I don't think.
What about
Ghost?
What's his name? Who makes Mortal Kombat? I mean Mortal Kombat. That makes Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, but he's not Sony though. He's not necessarily.
Is that game not exclusive to PlayStation?
But it didn't come day and date though. It'll be the same thing.
But I'm saying this next one, do you think is going to come day and date?
To PlayStation? Only? Yeah.
You think it's going to be exclusive to PlayStation day one?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to go to both?
No.
Okay.
No. You talking about Death Stranding 2?
Yeah.
No.
I couldn't think of that. Was going to be funny.
It'll be PS5 exclusive for at least a year, and then it'll come to PC. Just because they gotta. Just like Grand Theft Auto. Just like Grand Theft Auto is not coming out to PC a day and date. It's not. It's coming out on PlayStation and Xbox day one, and maybe the new Nintendo console. That's probably what's gonna happen. It's gonna come out probably on the new Nintendo console, the PlayStation, and the Xbox, but it's not gonna come out on PC for like at least a year. Because they got
that is gonna be crazy.
Because they got
that's gonna be the first Grand Theft Auto to ever be on Nintendo.
Yeah, if that would be a huge
I don't think
one.
A lot of people will know that.
That'd be a huge one. Well, that would be a huge one. Well, I think 3 is on there, but like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like released on Nintendo at the same time. Yeah,
because it didn't. 3 eventually came, but
San Andreas too, right?
Like years after the fact.
But yeah, no,
like when it came to cell phones.
Yeah.
It was hella later after the fact they finally hit Nintendo.
No, I can see
for it one to launch,
and that's when I can see
crazy.
I can see Grand Theft Auto doing the new Switch and so shit like that. But then it'll do PC in like 2026, I guess that would be right. So like it'll be a year later and you finally get the PC launch and they'll have all the new features or whatever the new graphics card will be. And it'll be in GTX Nvidia 600 series or whatever. By that time it'll be 600, so it's showing off path tracing and running at 240 frames in 4K. You know what I'm saying? You already know. You already know.
All the things. So speaking of the Switch 2 is what we're going to call it for right now. It doesn't have a name yet. It was rumored that it was supposed to be coming out this year. Now there's additional rumors coming out saying that it's getting pushed back to next year.
Yeah.
But have you heard of anything, like even hardware that they're looking to put in this thing?
I mean, there's been some.
Are they going AMD? Or are they going Nvidia?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're sticking Nvidia, right? Because I think the Switch is Nvidia. I think they're the only one.
It is.
I think the only one.
They're the only ones.
Yeah, so they're going to go Nvidia. I'm pretty sure still.
I think they would have to in order for it to be backwards compatible.
Just like Microsoft and Sony go AMD, right? Like it's the same thing. So it's probably whoever you can easily get the chips from, or who can manufacture the most chips at whatever. So at the cheapest price. So yeah, Nintendo's going AMD. I'm pretty sure this thing is gonna have DLSS, which is gonna be cool because like, Nintendo running like real games. So yeah, it seems like this thing's gonna be a monster.
I was telling you the other day, this is the first Nintendo console in a long time that I'm actually looking forward to. Like it's been I think the last time I was excited about a Nintendo system was the Super NES.
The Wii.
I think that was the last time I was excited for one. Well, the Wii, I wasn't excited for it originally. I was just like,
I was excited for it.
We'll see. And then it came out and it blew the fuck up.
That was my first E3.
Then I played with one finally, and I was like, oh, this is hella fun.
That was my first E3. I got to go to E3 where they presented the Wii. It was the first time I got the PlayStation 3. Yep.
Was that? Oh, yeah, that's right, because it was originally... Do you remember what it was originally called?
Was that the Dolphin? No, the Dolphin was the fucking...
That was a GameCube.
Oh, was it Project Revolution or something like that? Was it the Revolution?
Nintendo Revolution?
Yeah. And I love that name. And then when they said the Wii, I was like,
too.
Oh, boo. When I remember that E3, I remember sneaking into that booth because the line was like 4 hours long to get in to see the Wii. I remember that. And they had that chorus game that they never came out with. They had the drumming one, the drumming simulator that you could do. And I just remember being like, this is some of the coolest shit. I remember being like, damn.
Yeah, that was probably one of the coolest consoles ever.
Wii Sports had everybody like, I remember people just hovering around Wii Sports like, we bowling. I'm like, and Wii Bowling took off. Baseball, bowling, Wii Sport, tennis, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Me and my niece and nephews was up all night. Like I felt like a kid again.
Yeah.
Like being up all night playing them. Yeah, they did their thing. They did their thing with the Wii.
They did.
Then the Wii 2 came out, and I was like, no, I didn't get that one. And then
Wii 2.
And then the Nintendo Switch came out, and I was like, oh, they got another one.
Wii U.
And I copped that.
Yeah, the Switch was good. I didn't get the Nintendo.
Hopefully, I really, really hope they call it the Super Switch.
Never.
Just the nostalgia purposes would just take me back to the Super NES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System. For those that don't know what NES was. Anyways, so yeah, but I am looking forward to hearing what they have to say about it. I'm most likely going to get the Switch 2 for sure. Yeah, so I wonder what pushed it back. I wonder if it's because they don't feel like they'll have enough for launch or what. I feel like when that thing launches, I think it's going to be insane trying to get one.
Well, yeah, probably because of probably a lot of factors. Money probably being one of them. Because scalpers.
So this. So we currently we're playing Helldivers. That has our attention right now. But what's the game that you are like extremely looking forward to? Like, what's the game that's on your radar and you're like, man, I can't wait for X?
Known or like known game?
Both. Let's go known and unknown. So give me your known and then give me your unknown.
Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah.
Is that the because they haven't announced that yet, have they?
I mean, no. But I think we all know that, they're working. I think they've said they're working on it, but like, no, we haven't heard anything. We haven't seen anything. Just nothing. They've been ghosts.
So what's known? Nothing.
That's the cool part. Nothing.
No. What known game are you waiting
for? No. Known. Was like something in the zeitgeist. I'm trying to think like 3 months out. A couple months out.
Not even if it's a year or so out.
Oh, man. A game that I'm excited for. That's a good one. I whoop myself. Come back to me on that.
So a known game that I'm excited for is GTA. There's a few.
I didn't want to say that one.
GTA is because I had so much fun with San Andreas. Like I can looking at that trailer. My guy, if that game really is about to look like that, did you see them ass physics?
Yeah, they had BBO demons in there.
I can't wait to go to the strip club. Like if they need to make this game in VR. Okay,
too thirsty.
Let me see that ass in VR.
You know what? All right, I got a game for you.
Right.
Expedition's a Mud Runner game. It comes out next week, I think. Yeah. So I'm excited for that.
I should have known that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. So that should be fun.
I should have known that. Because you definitely been excited for that one.
Yeah, no, it looks cool. It does look cool. Also, Test Drive Unlimited. I'm excited for that one. A lot of racing games.
I am looking forward to that one. We gonna have to you gonna have to do a video on your rig.
Okay.
That's one thing that you've never done. You gonna have to do a video on your rig. We could post it on the Select Star Radio Instagram wherever else you want to post it.
Yeah, we do that before I start streaming. You know what I'm saying? You see, I got it. So yeah, so Trial Mountain. Yeah, we could do that. I'm down with that.
For all of you guys who are on the YouTube channel, comment below. If any of you guys are into racing sims, Gran Turismo, I'm curious to see how many of you guys out there play, or even Forza,
Whatever.
whatever.
What are you driving?
There ain't no racing games on it. Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying?
I think Grid.
I
think
wouldn't
Grid
mind
Legends.
playing Mario
I think
Kart in the racing
No,
rig.
I wish you would have to probably hack it. I know you can. I think you have to do a roundabout way to do it.
That would be fun as hell.
Because I've seen people do it in their motion rigs. I've seen people play Mario Kart in their motion rig and like moving around and stuff.
Yo, Epic. Let Fortnite racing situation. Let us use steering wheel support. You guys are using guitar support for the music.
You know, again,
Throw in steering wheel support.
Pacific Drive. I wish it had steering wheel support. I was kind of disappointed.
I wish EA. You guys are still supporting Need for Speed. You guys are coming out with a whole new year of content.
I'm hoping in that year they
throw steering wheel support in there, man.
Well, you know, Grid Legends didn't have steering wheel support at launch either, and it got added later. And I didn't know that. I just had to find that out looking through the patch notes one time. I was like, oh shit, this is something that came later, and it does change the experience in that game. It's another good game if you like a racing games. Grid's kind of fun. It's arcadey. But yeah. Need for Speed. I enjoyed Need for Speed Unbound. I think the story was kind of corny, but I definitely like the driving. And I think, if they added wheel support to that, because I mean, look what wheel support did to Motorfest.
Man, I love Motorfest. Motorfest is fun.
Right. I think
if you guys haven't played Motorfest,
yeah.
I think you guys should definitely try it out.
Yes, it is.
They do a lot of free weekends, so pay attention. And now that we're back podcasting again, when I hear about a free weekend, I'll definitely let you know. And also, Motorfest is fun.
So community gaming.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely gotta do that.
Yeah, some community gaming, some private lobby, some community gaming, we can get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
But yeah, man. So that's our show. We're back officially. We're gonna be doing this weekly. We record on, so you guys know the schedule. We record on Thursdays.
Like always.
And then between editing and this is gonna be interesting, so you guys got to give me some time.
Yeah, give us grace.
I've never done this before.
Yeah, this is not gonna be.
So
yeah, this first one's probably
the audio will be up first though, because that's easy.
Yeah.
But with editing the video and stuff like that, it's gonna take us some time. But the content is here though. You guys are gonna get the content. Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas that you guys want to throw at us. We're eventually going to be live streaming the show, so you guys will be able to watch the live stream of us recording show live.
And also give live questions, and we'll be able to pitch questions and answers right here. So you'll be able to talk to us, and we'll be able to talk back. So this is a whole new experience.
Whole new. It's different. We changing the game. We doing stuff that a lot of podcasts aren't doing, but we ain't even worried about everybody else. Shouts out to everybody else recording. This ain't no competition or nothing like that.
Not at all.
But yeah, no. If you guys have a gaming podcast, you guys want to feature us on it, holla at us,
please.
You know what I'm saying?
Tech,
we'll come by.
Gaming. We can talk about whatever you want. Please, we'd love to stop by. We'd love to hop on. We'd love to collaborate. Let's do that too. We could definitely cross pollinate.
We could definitely fucking make some babies. Okay. Actually, one last thing before we end the show, the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah. It dropped. It's real.
You gotta go try it.
At some point, I want to.
How far is the closest Apple store from you?
5 minutes.
Oh damn, you got
10 minutes, something like that. It's in Emeryville,
yeah,
so like
just
it's in Emeryville,
go
so like
and set the
close. There's 2 in Berkeley, so like it's right there.
And set the thing up. Set the little training up. Like I said, the training or the tutorial or whatever they call it. The demo.
Yeah.
You've been in VR before, so it's gonna be like more of the same, but it still is dope. And it's different, but I'm curious to see if they're doing the same shit at the same Apple stores. I'm beginning to think that they're not, based off some people that I've talked to. It's dope. I tried it. I went to my local Apple store and tried it out. It's super cool. It's that $3,500 price tag that it is just whew. That's a lot of money.
I want to try it. I think I kind of like how the VR space is kind of being rebellious to Apple in a way. And I love Apple, but I love how the VR space is kind of like, man, fuck you. This shit already exists here. You know what I'm saying? They like you coming in trying to act like this shit clean. We been had that. And I like that the VR is like, no, you can't do that to us. You do that to everybody else, but we not letting you do that. Like we already have this shit. Yeah, it's sharper, but no. I like that. But they need to be in the space, to be fair, because they do have the biggest footprint. I just think that this headset,
I mean, it's Apple. They got cashier.
yeah,
so,
I think this headset's issue seems to be weight. And I think when the Vision comes out, not the Pro, when they get they, heads out their ass, and instead of saying, all right, we're going to make everything aluminum or aluminium, instead of making it aluminium, we will make it a nice fine plastic so it'll be light on my face since you want me to wear this all day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you want me to walk around with, but this thing is like 10 pounds on my face. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, bro, like everybody don't got buff neck. So like, let people live, bro. Like make a lighter headset. You see people making smaller headsets. You're trying to make this big one. It's like, and it's not even that big. It didn't look that big on your face when you sent the pictures. It was actually smaller than I expected it to be.
In person, it actually is smaller.
Yeah, it looks smaller.
To be honest, but the weight of it is it is not that heavy. But it's just the way that they got the band and it's.
It is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the counterbalance.
Right.
It's the aluminum. It's because all the components are here and there ain't nothing back here. So what should have been? It should have been a counterbalance on that strap. It should have been something to keep your head tilting back. But the problem is all that weight is doing this, and your neck is like, bruh.
So then you want to do this,
right?
And it's like, and even that ain't.
But think about your neck,
because now you're up here.
But your head,
your
head is already balancing on a stick, and then you're trying to put something on it to make it like think about it, because your head is constantly doing this, right? Always. Like that's why when you put a VR headset on, you see the visuals before it's always kind of shaky because. Well, I can't help it. My neck is always moving because I'm kind of counterbalancing all the time, right?
Michael J. Fox.
Exactly. So. Come on, bro. Leave him alone. Leave my guy alone, bro. Don't do that. Don't you do that to him.
The fact that you said exactly.
Don't do that to my man, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Got him.
Don't do that to my man, bro. Leave him alone.
Nah, I love Michael. He's a part of my.
Leave him alone, bro. I know he was in the Frighteners, bro. I'm throwing it back with somebody.
That's crazy.
Somebody tell me if you've seen the Frighteners.
Like that could happen to people.
It's Peter Jackson classic. Either way, Frighteners was a great movie. It got slept on.
It was.
Frighteners got slept on, but it's a Peter Jackson classic, and Michael J. Fox killed it.
Some of the best movies.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I feel with that movie, it got slept on in theaters.
Yes,
but it picked up on.
I think
VHS.
it got, and it also it was I forgot something happened with the release of it because Michael J. Fox at the time was still a big star. Something happened with the release or like the movie, and the studio did something to it. I can't remember. It's the story behind the Frighteners. Why
How old was he in Back to the Future?
I think 28. If I had to guess, 26.
He looks so damn young in that movie.
Yeah, he's got baby face.
He looked like he was in his young.
It wasn't supposed to be him. It wasn't his movie.
It's so crazy.
No,
I did not know this.
No, it wasn't his movie.
Pause. For all of you guys that don't know, Mr. Hood Nerd is a movie buff, like encyclopedia dome of movies. Like, man, this nigga knows who puts on the makeup, who builds the scene,
the grips.
Like, see who's holding the boom mic in scene 2. So. Nah, but he's on his movie game. So if you guys ever got questions,
you can Google that. That's a Google, and that's also something we can segue into.
But I didn't know that. Who was supposed to be?
What's my man's name? I'm drawing a blank because we were supposed.
Mark Wahlberg?
No, he wasn't even acting in To the Future. Original. I keep forgetting his name. He was a famous actor too at the time, and there's scenes with him in it.
Eddie Murphy?
No.
Could you imagine Eddie Murphy in Back to the Future?
No, I could actually.
AI needs to let you
Eric
do that type of
Schultz.
shit.
Eric Stoltz, the actor from the 80s, he was the original Marty McFly. The problem with him was, that's what it was. The problem was, and there's scenes, there's little scenes with him doing the exact scenes. Because, like, I think I forgot how much of the movie was filmed with him in it, and they just didn't like him in the role.
Wow.
Because he was just too serious. And he didn't really get the material, right? So he didn't understand what he kind of was in. Not saying he's a bad actor, he just didn't understand the material. And they were looking for a more comedic actor. And then because they initially pitched the role for, I think they had originally pitched the role for Michael J. Fox, but at the time Michael J. Fox was on TV, and back then, if you were a TV actor, Hollywood didn't fuck with you at all. It was kind of like, nah, we don't want to mess with. That's why
I remember that.
So they finally they studio went with Eric Stoltz because he was a big star already. He just came off he was Mask. Remember the movie Mask? The dude with the crazy face? I forgot the name. I forgot whatever the elephant.
Jim Carrey?
No, it's called Mask. Literally, not The Mask. Mask. Mask movie. Yes, Mask, 1985. Eric Stoltz. He played, with Cher. Either way, bruh was in that movie.
Cher?
Yeah, bruh, yes.
White?
Yes.
The only Cher?
Yes.
You know you famous?
Yes.
When you only get called by
and
your
that's why
first
I said
name,
who she.
or you just want a name.
And I only know why you asked me who it was. I said Cher. Move on. Ain't no other Chers. Like I didn't say Sharon, Sherry, Cherry. I didn't say. I said Cher, the lady. So we know who that is. Butt flaps out. You know what I'm saying? Like Prince. Another solo name person with butts out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, he was in that movie. So coming off that movie, the Hollywood was like, oh, he a big actor. You know what I'm saying? We want to go with the short bet, but he wasn't with it. So they finally let Michael J do it afterwards, and he killed it because he's more comedic, right? So he could do like serious and comedy. They didn't know how serious he could be. They thought he was comedy. Another person they did that to, Bruce Willis, because Bruce Willis was on a show called Moonlighting back in the 80s that I used to watch with my mom. And then he got Die Hard, or 90s, early 90s or whatever. And then he got, they wanted him to be in Die Hard, but the studio was like, fuck no, the dude from the comedy show, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want him in his first movie, the comedy guy? Boo. And now Bruce Willis is Bruce Willis, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. So that's what happened with that. So,
another actor with health issues.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. It's sad, man, but he's definitely,
right. Shout out to Bruce.
Every time I see a picture of him.
Shout out to Michael J.
Yeah, for sure. But Bruce is going. Yeah, he's had a weird. He's definitely like he can't speak as much, I don't think, and then he's also losing a little bit of his memory. Like Hemsworth too, Chris Hemsworth, Thor. He's gonna have he knows he's gonna have dementia too, because that's why he's been MIA for a while, because he found out it runs in his family. His granddad had it. It's kind of just like genetics, and then he found out that he's gonna eventually, he's gonna get it at some point. So, he's been doing. That's why he's been doing.
But he's good now, though.
Yeah, but that's why he's been doing them shows where he doing across the world and doing hella shit, because he just living. But yeah, he's eventually have the dementias. Yeah. Way to end the first show.
Man. Right, man, dude.
I wasn't trying to do
but you guys can see, like I said, my guy's a movie buff, like entertainment industry. Like, he's on it, which is why we're doing our other podcast, Unrelated, which is going to be about all that stuff. Movies, Kanye, all kind of stuff. Taylor Swift, and all the football games.
No, I don't talk about football no more.
So, Donald Trump being indicted 1,000,000 times, but still about to be y'all's president. About to talk about all that.
Hey, Teflon Don.
Teflon.
Hey, I mean, when you rich,
I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. I was like, bullshit.
Yes,
now I'm like,
yes, you can. Broad daylight.
You might
broad daylight, bro. Broad daylight, bro. And no one would say a thing.
But we appreciate you guys coming and tuning in. Again, we will be back next week, same time, same place. Again, we record on Thursdays. But give us the time to get back into it. We'll do, because back in the day, we used to do questions and stuff like that. But again, any ideas, critiques, whatever, throw them in the comment sections of wherever you guys are seeing this video at. We'll get to them. We'll see them. We'll respond. We appreciate you guys' ears, your eyes, your hearts. Thank you for supporting it. For my guy, Hood Nerd.
Appreciate y'all, man, for watching. This has been the best. For
We
real.
back.
We back, man. That's crazy.
Until next week, y'all. We out.
Yes, yes. Holla at us. Peace.